In this video, I wanted to talk about the Dig for Treasure minigame slash CAPTCHA because that's essentially what this is. And then I'm going to talk about the rationale of why I touched on it in a previous video, but why the devs implemented this at the end. But really, I'm going to start off with just going and kind of explaining how it works. So after every stage you play, whether you finish the entire stage or not, if you quit halfway through, you have a chance to encounter, after clicking your claim button to claim your gold and gear, you have a chance to encounter this Dig for Treasure minigame. It is random, so you might go a few hours without encountering any of these, or you could have multiple within, 20 minutes or whatever. It just kind of depends. So what it is you get this random layout of different tiles, usually like 3 silver, and then the rest of them are going to be this bronze color. And so what you're trying to do, especially if you're trying to actually complete the minigame, is flip over these bronze tiles, and then if you get 3 of the same kind, then you'll get a different amount of treasure. We have these big vault ones where it's the super treasure, the bag of coins, the big treasure, and then the just little pile of coins, which is the small treasure. So the different levels of treasure just correspond to how much gold coins you're going to get. I mean, when I done it, it's like anywhere from like 25, 50. I don't know. This might scale depending on how far you are in the game, but it can be nice, in all honesty, just because it does provide extra gold coins after playing around. So whether you're trying to use this for, just farming as far as upgrading your talents, blacksmith, fountain. So especially if you're earlier in the game, the extra gold coins are definitely nice. But how these silver tiles play into this is if you click any of the silver tiles, it'll actually just reflip everything over, and then you'll see the tiles are going to be randomized into different spaces. And so really, if you keep hitting those silver tiles, it'll just reset it every time. And this is where the CAPTCHA part of it comes in. So what this was instituted for is because a lot of players would use either auto clickers or, like, especially people that were trying to make bot accounts, where all they would do is they'd log into the game and then they'd have a program set to click tiles or to click play through a stage and then just repeat it. And they would get this down to, a timed process. They knew when the stage was going to end. They can click continue, re-enter the stage. And really, what it did is they were just farming a lot of gold and resources without actually playing the game. And I'll get to this more in just a minute, but how the Dig for Treasure works is because these tiles are randomized, if the auto clicker just went in a straight line, it most likely won't actually pass the stage, and so it will just keep resetting it over and over again. At the very least, it will delay it a good portion, but this was just done because they really wanted to discourage the use of these auto clickers in similar programs. And now the reason for why they did this, so if I want to pass it real quick, I'll just click all the bronze ones and then I'll collect a reward. But the reason why the developers did this is because they really want to implement a lot more, or even look at implementing a lot more social features into the game. So like the league mode they just introduced with the most recent update. They're looking at introducing guilds down the road, just any sort of social multiplayer kind of aspect of the game. They want to make sure it is fair for players that actually play the game, especially if players are spending money on the game, playing the game. They don't want them to run into issues where they're just being beat by accounts that are just using an auto clicker 24/7, not actually putting in the effort, just using a program or whatever to farm an account, farm resources. And so this is why they instituted this. It is, I know there are some players that don't like it because they like to just use the auto clicker. It helps them farm. But this change was made because they want to make it fair to players, especially players that are spending money or just trying to play a lot. They don't want to have those players be beaten by someone that's just using a program on a computer or an emulator or something. But that's the rationale behind it. Hope this answered some questions. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any more questions, though.